Good evening, everyone. We're back and here for our February board meeting. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, I call this meeting of the Manor Independent School District to order on.
February 18th, 5 o'clock.
Let the record show that a quorum is present. This meeting has been duly called, and notices of this meeting have been posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. Now we will adjourn into closed session, into executive session at 5:01 p.m. pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act: 551.074, 551.071, 551.072, 551.129, 551.0821, and 551.076. We'll be back. Good evening, everyone. We are back. So the board will now reconvene in open session at,
February 18, 6:08 PM.
and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Before that. Okay, I will take volunteers of our trustees to read the vision and mission statement. Who would like to take the vision statement?
I'll do it. Manor ISD is the best district in Texas where we provide an equitable education for all scholars and graduate them ready to become leaders in our community.
Thank you, Trustee Martinez. Do I have a trustee for the mission? Okay, Trustee Rodriguez Barnett.
Collectively as a community, Manor ISD provides equitable resources, a safe learning environment, and high-quality educational services for all scholars to successfully achieve and reach their full potential.
Thank you. And before we continue, I would like to say that February is Black History Month, and I would like to honor all those people, especially our trustees, Trustee Patrick Patterson and Trustee Dr. Thomas, who are part of our team of 8, and everyone that serves in our community, all our community members. Dr. Sarmani?
Yes, it is Black History Month, and we always take a little bit of time to recognize all the accomplishments of our community and our leaders, and I'd like to recognize my team. So if you're one of our African-American leaders and staff person, would you stand up and wave to the audience out in TV land? Yes, go ahead and stand. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you. All right, now we'll move on to recognition.
And this is not Maritza Gallaga. She was feeling ill, so Dr. Benz is going to fill in.
All right, team of 8, I will try to do my best to honor Maritza in this tradition. So scholar recognitions, member from our strategic plan, our academic achievement piece. And we will start with our state solo and ensemble. We've got students from Manor High School, Manor Senior High, and Manor Early College High School here. And we've got Michael Arredondo, Zion Callahan, Jimmy DeCruz, Jefferson Gomez, Isaiah Malik, Anna Sunar, Ariana Boxnick, and Joshua Rea.
Wow.
That's a lot of kids.
Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations.
And just to let you know, for those of you who don't know, to have this many, it's hard to explain unless you're in the choir world, but to have this many state qualifiers in choir for a district our size is unheard of. And so hats off to our choir instructors and Dr. Hughes and all our students.
Congratulations. Way to go.
All right.
Now we move on to a very, oh, sorry.
Still got more students, lots
I'm
of
getting
lots of
ahead.
recognitions. So we've got the Travis County Youth Show, Grand and Reserve Champions next. And we've got Magdalena Morales from Lagos Elementary, who is a grand champion. We got Callan McDonald from Manor Middle School, who is a grand champion. We've got Eliana Lopez from Manor New Tech Middle School, grand champion, all these grand champions. She was also a reserve champion in another area. Isabella Crawford from Manor Early College High School, grand champion and reserve champion. Nathaniel McLaughlin from Manor Senior High, and Madison Reagan from Manor Senior High. Great job in our FFA Travis County Youth Show.
Little more that way. Little more.
Nice.
All right, ready? Let's do it just a little bit more on that side. Thank you so much. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I'll take your individual photos after.
Still got a couple more student awards. We looked at these artworks last week, but last time we wanted to celebrate them this time. So the Texas Art Education Association Youth Art Month Spring Exhibition 2025. The two selections were from Emily Wynn from Manor New Tech High School, and yes, and Ray Juarez from Manor Early College High School.
And if you go to the Bob Book Museum, their artwork is going to be hanging at the museum through spring break, actually. So you can go hand it down there for your spring break.
All right. And I think I just saw this young man come in. Do you want to speak first?
Oh, no, I was just going to lead you to this unique and, historic recognition as well.
Yes, so here in Manor ISD, our school district continues to grow with new students and families coming into our community all the time. And today we are very excited to introduce to you our 10,000th student, Ramiro Rodriguez Nunez, a kindergartner at Presidential Meadows Elementary.
Bueno,
All right, oh, there he is. So,
¿dónde están los padres
Yep.
de los padres?
Yep.
Lo estamos reconociendo porque él es el estudiante número 10,000 del distrito escolar de Manor. Es
felicidades.
algo muy importante y histórico, y que vengan los padres a que se tomen la foto con nosotros.
That's all right. Right, mira la sonrisa.
What's his name?
I was like, oh, why are you wearing blue? Okay.
So are we ready for the staff recognition?
We are, and I just wanted you all to know that the CTE team left you with gifts from the prizes. So I'm not sure if it's jellies and jams or what's in there, but afterwards, make sure you get your gift. But yes, other than that, we're ready.
Yes. Wonderful. I'm on a diet, but it's okay. All right, so. All right. Yeah, 6.3. Go ahead with the staff recognition.
All right, our staff recognitions for the month, everybody. So with staff of the month, when your name's called, please come forward, walk to your left, shake hands with the trustees, starting over here with Dr. Lowry, and then remain standing in front of the trustees. We'll form 2 lines, and then once the group picture's taken, head that way to get your certificate. And we'll hold all the applause till the end. I know that's super hard to do, but we'll see what we can do. And we'll start with the Child Development Center. Araceli Quesada. Oh, I'm already clapping. I'm sorry. I'm the second string JV guy. Blake Manor Elementary, we've got Sharonda Osby, Ana Osorio Macedo. From Blue Bonnet Trail Elementary, we've got Sadie Curavilla and Jesus Castillo. From Decker Elementary, we've got Christina Ayers and Nancy Gonzalez. From Lagos, we have Jeanette Gauna, Melanie Griffin Hamlin. From Oak Meadows, we've got Destiny Rogers and Jennifer McKenzie. From Pioneer Crossing, Kimberly Robinson and Norma Juarez. Presidential Meadows, Jessica Calles and Carmen Gonzalez. From Shadow Glen, Cristian Leiva and Chelsea Herrera. Manor Rise, we're celebrating Domino Eddy and Patricia Calhoun. From Decker Middle, Brandon Rivera and Paula Melo Chacon. From Manor Middle, Stacy Bartos back on the stage and Noemi Ochoa. From Manor New Tech Middle School, Susan Cardenas and Diana Gonzalez Solorio. Manor Early College High School, Jackson Parker and Nora Tovar. Manor Excel Academy and MAP, we have Annette Castro and Angelica Pais. And from Manor High, Nathaniel Clark and Adrian Gonzalez. Manor New Tech High School, Davina Manga and April Basau. Last but not least, Manor Senior High, we've got Carter Calkins and Aaron Flores.
Alrighty, y'all, so we can kind of shift more towards the center, and then we can have like at least 2 rows. So a row in the back and then some people in the front. Por favor. We'll see what we're working with.
They look great.
Okay, we need to scooch in a little bit.
Okay, really smile.
Okay, can you two come in just a little? Yeah. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. So we're going to move into public forum, and we do have a few speakers, 6.
Good evening, everybody. For each person present in the boardroom who wishes to address the board, you will have 3 minutes to speak. There are timers on each of the screens and one in front of you. Mr. Martinez, will you please let them know when they have 1 minute remaining, and again when their time is up?
I will.
When necessary for effective meeting management or to accommodate large numbers of individuals wishing to address the board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to public comment procedures, including adjusting the time allotted to each speaker. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members are not permitted to answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. With this being a regular board meeting, you will be allowed to speak on any topic, whether it is on the agenda or not. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual employees, scholars, or board members by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for his attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. So we do have 6. First up tonight is Michelle Ponish, and topic of discussion is instructional minutes.
Good evening, Dr. Sormani and Board of 8. I am here to speak on the idea of instructional time. Instructional time is a commodity that needs to be valued. And we are finding that through the testing that we do through iReady, beginning of year, middle of year testing, plus all of our interims, and programs that are being expected to be put in effect during core classes, teachers are losing instructional time. Testing itself takes excessive time away from that. To date, we have had the iReady beginning of year assessment and middle of year assessment. We had our fall interim assessments, which for grade 8, which I'm a middle school teacher, that is 4 tests that they had to take that keep them from being in instruction. Also for grade 8, we had the PSAT in October. And we have just recently completed our February interims. Now, looking specifically at 8th grade, my campus tends to take a partial shutdown approach so that students have a focused time period in which to complete their assessments instead of having it broken up over multiple days. So if it takes 4 class periods to finish each test, we've had 13 days of tests. Each class period is 50 minutes, which is 650 minutes per class. And if we multiply that out times the 4 class periods of lost time, that is 2,600 instructional minutes lost. In addition, are the expectations for iReady minutes to be implemented by each student. Everyone is expected to have 30 minutes of iReady time in both math and reading. That together takes another hour of time away from opportunities for instruction and intervention with a teacher. Then we have just recently added at the middle school level Beable. This is a new initiative for, 6th to 8th grade, and it essentially takes 1 class period for the students to get logged in, get involved in it, and then at the end, log out. Now, at this point, that is coming out of our 6th and 7th grade social studies classes and our 8th grade advisory class. This takes away from their opportunities to complete iReady during that time as well. Now, if my suggestion would be to remove the iReady reading if we are going to focus in on the Beable. That way, students
Time's up.
have the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Ms. Ms. Shakira Seeley, and topic of discussion is graduation. You ready? I even asked her how you say her name, and I still messed up, y'all.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. Basically, I just wanted to express my concerns with the announcement that came out about the graduation. I have a son, actually, I have two sons. One is a senior this year, and he will be graduating from Manor Early College. So originally, when the surveys came out, we had 3 choices. Then it got narrowed down to 2. And so personally, my vote was heavily influenced by the fact that the HEB Center said unlimited seating. And that is because he is essentially the first grandchild in our family that's graduating. My oldest son, he graduated during the pandemic. And so unfortunately, none of our family who lives out of state was able to attend his graduation. So my family has already started making plans to attend because this is a big deal for us. And so it's heartbreaking to know that we're being limited to 8 tickets when, in fact, we're a family of 5. So beside myself, my husband, and his 2 brothers, that leaves us with 4 tickets to decide between our family members who can attend the graduation. So just really wondering if consideration can be taken to separate, because as of right now, the announcement said that there are 3 schools that will be having their graduation together at 9 o'clock. So that is the senior high, the high school, and Manor Early College. So just would like to present to you or ask that you please reconsider how it's structured so that more people can attend and support the graduating class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, up next is Don Bradford, and topic of discussion is graduation.
Superintendent, board members, thank you so much for your time and attention. I'm here to speak. Shakira's a friend of mine, and we both have seniors here at the high school, and so I basically am speaking on the same thing basically that she was speaking on. It's just being concerned about the number of tickets. I too was, my vote was influenced a little bit by the fact that, we would have unlimited seating, which we knew that seating is not unlimited, but we thought we would have unlimited tickets for our family members. Most of my family lives out of town, so they would be coming from out of town to visit, and they had started to make arrangements for that. We just learned that we're not able to ask questions, and I was going to ask about the anticipated number of graduates between the 3 high schools. I know that the seating capacity at the HEB Center is around 8,000, and so I'm assuming that the graduating class between the 3 schools would be about 1,000 with 8 tickets each. I don't know. But the students, of course, are not going to be seated in the seats. And then if that were the case with the 8 tickets, I agree with Shakira, what she suggested, maybe splitting up the graduations instead of having 3 together and then the 1, maybe 2 and 2. And then with Manor New Tech having the 16 tickets allotted, because, of course, they're graduating at, looks like 1 p.m. by themselves. Maybe that would open up more room for us to have. We just want our families to be there, as many as possible to watch. My son is the youngest of three, and so he's the youngest grandchild. So I tell him he's the last of the Mohicans. He's the last to graduate. And
1 minute.
yeah, so we just want to be able to have our families there. And I was just going to say something else. I lost my thought. Just to have that taken into consideration, and I can't remember what I was going to say. But yes, I'll end it there. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Maybe. Okay, we have Mr. Nathaniel Jackson. His topic of discussion is FFA and CTE experience.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nate Jackson, Nathaniel Jackson. I'm a lifelong resident of Manor, as my parents as well. All graduated from Manor High School. I graduated from Manor Early College High School, which I still consider Manor High. In 2020, I graduated from Texas A&M University with a degree in Agriculture, Communications, and Journalism and a minor in Poultry Science in 2022. I now am a hat shaper and product specialist at Double R Hat House in Elgin, which is, our neighboring town. In all of the FFA bags that all of you guys will be receiving, there's a copy of the National FFA magazine in which I was able to be featured in, luckily be placed on the cover of. I think it's a very big, moment for not only our town, but for our FFA chapter where somebody from Manor be recognized on a national level. I wanted to be here and speak on behalf of Manor FFA and the whole CTE department as a whole. I think that Manor FFA, as well as CTE, is something that's not just important and really cool to do, but vital for our youth here in Manor. It's something that I was able to explore at an early age, helping my sister, in 8th grade, and even before that, she was able to serve as an officer and go off to Texas A&M, and I followed in her footsteps. I served as a vice president for Manor FFA while I was in school. Everything that I did encapsulated to help me beyond not just Manor to where I am now. Everything from being able to, develop professional etiquette. I was involved in a competition, called radio, which when we think about that, it's not very agriculture based, but FFA is full of so many different opportunities that stretch far beyond agriculture, which agriculture in itself, supports not only this community, but our whole country and world. It's something that's really important, and I challenge that Manor ISD pour some valuable and hard to spare resources into those programs, because I want to be an example for all of the youth here and everybody else coming up of what can be done when valuable resources are poured into these CTE organizations. But yeah, y'all met all of the FFA students that are here at Manor that won a lot more than the class that I was in ever did. So that's progress to me, and I love being able to see that. And I think it's important for their younger siblings and for them to be able to have that experience going forward with their lives and be able to share that with the rest of the school district. Not just Manor High School, but if we can get that and keep that in middle schools, that's also a really, really good opportunity for them as well. But yeah, if you guys would like to, know more about the FFA or know more about my story, be sure to read it, in the magazines that you guys will be receiving. And I'm really proud to be from Manor. I'm really proud to still live here, and I really want to make a difference. And hopefully you guys take it as a challenge and we see more FFA in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Girls Empowerment of Manor ISD, also known as the GEMS. And their topic of discussion is how can we serve? I'm sorry, you guys, I lied to you. After them, we have one more.
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Samani. My name is Sydney Butler, and I am one of the presidents of the Manor High School Girls Empowerment Group under the leadership of Ms. Nolan Love. Our group is dedicated to empowering young women both in our community and around the world. We believe in the power of leadership by example and are committed to inspiring high school girls who may not have access to the support, resources, opportunities they need. Through mentoring, educational workshops, and hands-on growth experience, we aim to provide the tools and guidance that will help these young women become confident, self-sufficient, and independent individuals. Our goal is to create a strong network where girls can achieve their dreams. Together, we hope to foster a generation of confident women ready to make a positive impact on the world. Today, my peers and I have come to the board with a shared purpose to explore how we can best serve the Manor community as well as Manor ISD. We are deeply committed to empowering as many young women as possible and believe that by working together, we can create opportunities that will uplift and inspire the next generation of leaders. We have high expectations for what we can achieve, and we are eager to collaborate on how we can make a lasting positive impact. Thank you for your time and support.
Okay, and finally, last but not least, Mr. Anthony Walker, and his topic of discussion says to be determined.
Board, President, members of the board, members of our Manor Independent School District community. I want to wish everyone and their family the best of health in the greatest spirit. I want to first direct it to the board. When you are elected official, which makes you the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, which means you has a duty and responsibility to respond to the needs of the people. When that government body fails to do that, that government body need to be reformed or it need to be abolished. You has power invested in you to be transparent and engage in the community here in Manor Independent School District. I want to say to all the females, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, females are the most strongest species on this planet. And let me tell you something. I came here in August. I work part-time in the criminal justice system, juvenile justice system. And my goal was to come out here to be transparent, to get engaged, to be proactive, to prevent some of these kids from getting locked up, to talk about juvenile crime. And I also called the morning of that tragic incident we have out there. Yes, I was able to meet with the superintendent. We had a good dialogue. But at some time, talking is just not going to get it. We have to look for some solution. And I'm going to tell you, just like I tell the peoples in the executive level out there, I don't do that for the money. I do it for the passion, because I want to see them kids to get out and make good choices and good decisions. I once was in their position myself. I grew up poor, grew up in poverty, grew up without a father. My way out of the ghetto was during the military, which made me the man that I am today. So if you're sincere and want to make a difference in these kids' life, you got to be more transparent. When these kids go to their alternative school, they are one step away from getting locked up in the justice system. And I see some of them kids going back and forth at there 4 and 5 times. And some of the things they want to say is that they don't have the mentor. They need more mentor. They don't have access to some of these resources. We got resources here in Manor, but if we don't have the access to being able to get them to their resources, then it's just doing a lot of winter dress. It's just there for show. So we got to be more transparent. We got to do a better job in engaging. I know the spring is coming up, March, April, May, and June. For some reason, the juvenile justice system, it increases. So I'm warning you. You got to get engaged and prevent these kids from getting engaged in some of these crimes and what's going on. We got to listen to them, understand what's going on, engage in the community. You got to build a coalition of people that's committed that want to make positive changes. Before change will come about at a national level, we first must start at a local level. Every citizen, every community in this city make Manor a city in Texas. Texas is the Lone Star State in America. In America, my brothers and sisters in Christ, is one nation. Under God, with liberty and justice for all. May God bless us all.
Thank you.
And that concludes public forum.
Thank you. So now we'll move on to item number 8, superintendent update, a student safety update.
First, Madam President, we got a couple of other just points of pride I want to throw out there. We actually have a combined winter guard where our Manor High School and Manor New Tech High School have combined forces, and they started winning stuff combined. And so, and I'm a little late because they won this. And Kellen, didn't they win something else this past weekend? So they've won 2 things since I put this up there. So I just want to give a shout out to our winter guard.
Woo!
And Ms. Cortez, by the way, I want to let you all know, she has already volunteered to begin working with them, and she brought the students to meet with me so that we can start getting that going. So our board president is definitely in support of our winter guard. Go forward.
Thank you.
Another point of pride, if you didn't hear, Ryan Sengel, if you mind standing up so we can recognize you and your team, and I got some good pictures. You know, this is more awards than any other food service program in the entire state of Texas. This is top notch, like the best in Texas. And they were recognized both by the Agriculture Commissioner and various groups. And so I just want you to go one forward so we can see all their faces. And I know some of them are out there possibly watching right now. Just want to congratulate all our food services people. They are great workers. They are great people. They take care of our kids every single day. And I just want to let you all know that we see you. And so thank you for what you do. And last but not least, unfortunately, they lost out, but I just wanted to point out that our Lady Titans basketball team this year was the first ever to make the playoffs for Titan basketball. And so I wanted to put that out there for everyone. So get ready for next season. I don't think there are any seniors on the team, so I think we got a team coming back. So look forward to the future for them. And one more. So now for the student safety update. Go forward. As always, I try to give you an update on the current level recommendations that we have and what we've accomplished since last month. At this time, just a reminder to the public out there that I don't say a recommendation has been completed until it's fully completed, and some of these recommendations will take over a year to be accomplished. Currently, we have 25 recommendations, and at this time, we are now up to 5 recommendations that have been fully implemented. The first one, we've consolidated entry points for Manor New Tech High School. That's a bit of a temporary thing because we're going to start putting in fencing, and then we're also much more long-term. We're going to look at redesigning the building and the way it looks for safety and security purposes, possibly in the future, I should say. All our campus administrators have been retrained in bullying policies and procedures, and our own Dr. Maleki Hawkins has now been assigned the task to monitor that. We saw in everything we were looking at was we were reviewing our safety protocols. We saw inconsistencies, and inconsistencies is room for not doing what we need to get done. So we were no longer inconsistent, and Dr. Hawkins is now on top of that in a centralized process. We have all the campuses now have all their duty and procedure plans. Well, all the campuses did have those. Those are now in our hands so that any district level administrator who wants to walk onto campus and see its implementation can download it on their phone or on their iPad and walk around and watch if they want to. And then finally, the technology team shifted some things around and completed a already scheduled upgrade of all the secondary campus security cameras. That was already ongoing this school year, but we went ahead and made sure the secondary got done. Elementary is still to go. So those are the things that have been done. If you go forward one. And just a couple other things for updates, I think, of interest. We've actually gone and seen demonstrations on 6 different weapons detection systems. You may recall at the last board meeting, you authorized us to begin negotiations and working with a system. We are now in the evaluation phase. And trustees, I'll be letting you know when we have a live demo, probably looking at this boardroom potentially. And I do have a group of students that I intend to invite as well to take a look at what we're looking at. I also want to let you all know that the Center for Safe Schools has completed their safety audit, their on-site visit, I should say, to the Manor Senior High School complex. They said 45 to 60 days to complete it. They completed their on-site on February 3rd. They are doing some follow-up items. I've noticed that they've been reaching out to staff, and we've been connecting them with the information they've requested. Just a reminder, once that audit is done, that is a security audit that we would use, that is an item for executive section. Like I always say, we will present what we can in the form of recommendations, but of course, if they point out a security hole in our processes, we certainly don't want to have that conversation out here. We will have that for trustees in the back to discuss. That is your safety updates. And Madam President, if there are any questions I can answer.
Does anybody have any questions? Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we will move on to information item, January monthly financial report. Moises Santiago, does any of our trustees have any questions? Wonderful. We move on to item 9.2, the quarterly board investment report by Moises Santiago. If we don't have any questions, we can move on. We're good. Amazing. Number 3, 9.3, first reading of local policy update 124, Dr. Harvey. And if there's no questions, we are good to move on. All right. Number 4, 2024 annual racial profile report, Chief Yarbrough. Are we good? We're good. This is a great board. I love it. Number 5, 9.5, targeted improvement plan for Decker Elementary School, Dr. Benz, public hearing. Do we have any questions?
And he does need to
He
go ahead and
has
present it
to
for the
do the
public
public
hearing,
hearing.
and then we can open
Yep.
it up for trustees and then for the public.
Perfect. Team of 8, good to
Thank
see you
you.
again. So, yes, you're being provided with Decker's Targeted Improvement Plan to the board for approval during a public hearing as required by Texas Administrative Code. As we get started, I do want to introduce our proud principal of Decker Elementary, Miss Carol Jackson, who is in the audience tonight. And I did want to just point out and celebrate that she had her TEA school improvement visit last week with our TEA representative and one of the deputy associates from Region 13. We walked 10 classrooms together with the team and used their rubric, and they were very impressed. It was a very positive visit. They are interested in working with Decker and Ms. Jackson to have visits from other principals who are working in turnaround situations as well. We'll get that report to you as soon as she's done with it.
Thank you.
So, Jackson. So, in a nutshell, just a couple of quick slides here. Why does Decker Elementary need a targeted improvement plan? Because within the federal Every Student Succeeds Act, they received a rating of comprehensive support and improvement for their score in the domain 3 of STAR, closing achievement gaps. So schools that are identified for comprehensive support and improvement are required to complete a form titled Targeted Improvement Plan. The Targeted Improvement Plan is attached for trustees and the public listening within the board agenda packet. So this does not replace their campus improvement plan. It is nestled within the campus improvement plan. This just targets the main improvement strategy that has been prioritized. The Decker Elementary Campus Improvement Plan has other goals and strategies as well that address our district goals. So there are the following components in an improvement plan or in the targeted improvement plan. Like I said, the strategy, what resources have been allocated. We've been working with the Texas Instructional Leadership Grant that we were awarded and in a strong partnership with Region 13. Stakeholders have been engaged to provide input during Title I meetings and surveys. And then it also asks what math and reading curriculum will be used in the 25-26 school year. All of that information is shared in detail in that form, which is, there's a PDF found attached to the board agenda. So, first I would address any questions from the trustees, and then I'll open it up to anybody from the public who'd like to comment.
There's no, do any of our trustees have any questions? No? Do we have any questions from the public? Thank you very much. Dr. Benz, we can move on.
Yes, ma'am. So we will move on to our next agenda item, which is an update on the growth progress measures 1 and 2. Growth progress measures 1 and 2 relate to third grade, and growth progress measure 1 is reading and deals with improving or increasing the percentage of third graders reading on grade level or scoring meets on Spring Star. Goal progress measure 2, math, and again, third grade at grade level. You've seen the goal. We also measure what's going on in kindergarten, first and second grade in that lead up to the third grade goal. We've talked about it a little bit in previous meetings. iStation is the screener we use for reading, and it does increase in complexity, and it measures the percentage of students at grade level. What these next two slides depict is what it looks like to maintain a year's growth or the expected growth versus accelerating growth. So those purple boxes, I don't know if you can see it, that's a student who is maintaining expected growth. You'll see that although that student is growing as expected, never quite gets out of that pink below grade level range. What we need and what we're looking for with these two goal progress measures is to accelerate growth to get more than 1 year's growth and have what that student shown it with the green boxes to proceed out of the pink into the yellow and up to the green. I put this slide in just because it gives a little snapshot that shows a bit of what we're looking for. This is for this year, but if you see the kindergarten, first, second, and third grade, you see that the green, which is what we want, green in the lighter greens, are the exceeds grade level, meets grade level. Those sections get bigger, meaning we're increasing the percentage of students that are meeting or on grade level as they go and work their way through the grades and receive instruction in Manor ISD. So we'll start with third grade. That's where the goal takes us. So you've already seen this. I won't bore you with an explanation. You've got last year and this year. And our end goal for this year in yellow, English and Spanish. Then we have second grade, blue last year, red this year. First grade and kinder. Then the next slide, little confusing with the blue and the red again. In this slide, it's for the data for the different student groups, and it's both for this year. Beginning of year is blue, mid-year is red. And we want to see that acceleration, right? In Spanish. So then we get to goal progress measure 2, which is increasing the percentage of third graders who meet or exceed in math, and we're using iReady for this year. We start again with third grade. Second grade, first grade, and you'll remember first grade and kindergarten, we do give instruction in both Spanish and English, and we also assess in both Spanish and English. And then our student groups. Beginning of year, mid-year. And a couple of slides that talk about the development and coaching of our leaders, our teachers, and staff, and there are adjusted focus towards math intervention and small group instruction. Thank you.
Do we have, okay, any questions from anybody? All right,
Shall I stay up and click, or are we good?
and that is the.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, click. Third, future schools. I have, consent agenda? Okay.
All right.
For the action items. Okay.
All right.
Oh, my gosh. I was writing something. Okay, I know, because that's, yeah. All right, so now we go to item number 10 for consent agenda. Do I have a motion for consent agenda items 10.1 to 10.12?
Madam President, I move that the board approve consent items 10.1 through 10.12
I have a motion by
presented
trustee.
by the administration.
Wonderful. I have a motion by trustee Patterson. Do I have a second? I have a second by trustee Howard for, to approve consent agenda items 10.1 through 10.12. All those in favor? Okay, we have 4 in favor, 5 in favor? All those oppose, abstain? We have 1 abstain. Trustee Rodriguez Burnett. All right, now we can go on to action items 11.1. Dr. Sermani?
Yes, Madam President, I would like to, if I could, we are having a vote in front of you to consider the approval of Third Future Schools as a H&E2 charter partner for Manor Middle School. You go forward one. I want to give just an overview. This is a slide that's been up here before since I've been superintendent, but I want to take people back in time to remind everybody how we got to this position, just give a little bit of history and what happens next. So in the state accountability system, there is a provision in the law that says once a school has had 5 unacceptable ratings, then the Texas Education Agency does have the ability to take over an entire school district if it wants to. For those of you who watch the news, that's what happened in Houston ISD, for example. COVID has kind of thrown things off, and so did some lawsuits, which is why you can look at this and see that this story starts all the way back in 2017. But as you count down, you'll see that if all the scores were to come into effect, the way TEA counts it, they would count that we potentially have 4 unacceptable years at Manor Middle School, meaning this is the 5th year of a possible unacceptable rating, which means we are now at risk of potential Texas Education Agency takeover of the district. So one option that the Education Agency and the state legislature gives us is to partner with what's known as an 1882 charter partner to begin operating the school. And so that is what we are considering tonight. If you go forward, Dr. Benz. So this just gives a little bit of information about that. One of the recommendations of the administration is to go with Third Future Schools. A little bit of history there is we did go through this process once earlier this school year, and we did have a different charter partner we were considering at that time. However, the education agency let me know that there was some data that would indicate that they would not qualify as an 1882 turnaround partner, which is why we never moved forward with that one, and we reopened the process back in December. Once we went through that process once again the second time, Third Future Schools was the only applicant. However, after a review of their application and a review of their references, we do recommend that we move forward with Third Future Schools tonight. If you go forward. So trustee, I know that's a little bit small, but this gives you a little bit of the dates for the public to go back and see when things happen, but also to look forward that if there is an affirmative vote tonight, what would happen next. And I think some of the key points to make. Once there's an affirmative vote on an 1882 charter, we must enter contract negotiations. Those contract negotiations have to be completed by the March board meeting, and the board would need to make another affirmative vote on the terms of that contract. So really, the vote tonight is to select a charter partner, and then essentially at the same point, you're directing me to begin negotiations on that contract. This would mean that a 1882 charter partner would take over Manor Middle School starting July 1 officially, and for the 25-26 school year. Just a couple of points, very broad points. We have had meetings with staff. We've had a community meeting. But I know these are the broad questions that I know some that I've heard that I just want to point out. In working with Third Future, generally speaking, they have indicated to us that custodial, cafeteria, nurses, and police will remain Manor ISD employees if they are chosen. All other staff would have a chance to apply for positions with Third Future schools. Any staff that chooses not to remain at Manor Middle School or is not selected would be offered a position within Manor ISD, just at a different location. And so that's all if there is an affirmative vote. And so I will stop there, and Madam President, open it up to you.
Yes. I know we've been through this for a good almost 2 years, right? A year to 2 years. So, and we've done a lot of work diligently with staff, community members. And this is the direction that, as Dr. Sarmani said, that we do need to take. And working together with the community, Dr. Sarmani, and our educators, I want everyone to rest assured that we are behind you 100%. We are behind our students, our educators, and you're not alone. So anything you need, Dr. Sarmani knows that you can definitely count on us. We have an amazing team, and we're just looking for greatness in our district and the best for our scholars. And if there's no questions from any of our board of trustees or any comments, I can go ahead and take a motion if you don't have anything else to add, Dr. Sarmani. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Benz. So I will now entertain a motion for item 11.1. Consideration and approval of Third Future Schools to be the 1882 charter partner for Manor Middle School.
I recommend that the Board of Trustees approve the naming of Third Future Schools as the 1882 charter partner for Manor Middle School, begin operations in the 25-26 school year.
I have a motion by trustee Lowry. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by trustee Rodriguez Barnett. There's no additional discussion. I can take a motion. All those in favor? Say aye. Raise your hand. Passes unanimously. Thank you so much. So now we're going to move on to 11.2, which is approval of the superintendent's annual evaluation. What I can say is I first want to take a moment to acknowledge the strength of such an amazing board. It's been very difficult to do everything in 45 minutes, but we have put in the work. We put in the work behind the scenes, and we have a great dynamic within our board. And I just thought about it, this just right now, and I'm trying to write notes, what I want to say, because I'm so proud of the work that all of us are doing, the team of 8. And what I do want to say is that we are united in our community, in our commitment to drive positive momentum, and ensure that our community is engaged, that we have great student outcomes, and that the success of our educators and our students remain at the forefront of everything we do. I am once again proud of the accomplishments and excited for what lies ahead within our district to continue to serve our district with purpose and passion. And there's greatness ahead, and we are lucky to have such a committed board. I would like to say this in Spanish too, because you're the superintendent. So, lo que estaba diciendo para toda la comunidad que habla español, yo estoy bien orgullosa de estar con este equipo de nosotros, la mesa directiva del Distrito Escolar de Texas, que hemos trabajado muy duro para poder enfocarnos en el movimiento positivo de nuestro distrito, asegurarnos de que los derechos de los estudiantes, la comunidad, los educadores estén respaldados por todo lo que estamos haciendo. Y eso se los aseguro, y no descansaremos hasta que tendremos el mejor distrito de Texas. Oh, shoot. So what I said is to add that, and we're going to continue to make sure we have the best district in Texas, which is part of our mission and vision. So thank you so much once again, Dr. Sermani, being part of our team of 8. And I can take a motion to whatever, the 11.2. Do you have any comments?
Madam President.
Yes.
I move that the board approve the evaluation as agreed upon in closed session and approve the evaluation instrument as discussed with the superintendent.
I have a motion by Trustee Rodriguez Barnett. Do I have a second?
I second that.
I have a second. I had 2 seconds by Trustee Howard and Trustee Patterson. All those in favor? Yay. Do you have anything to say, Dr. Serfati? It was a quick and...
I'm assuming a quick evaluation is a decent one.
It's a great team.
But I want to just thank you all for the honor of being here and getting a chance to work with all of you and really just to get to know you all. These are tough times in education, and tough times require a team that can work together. And the work that you're doing here in tackling the issues that face us does not go unnoticed. I happen to know that there are boards out there watching us right now to learn from us. And so congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, team of 8. Amazing. So now the confirmation of our next board meeting is March 25th, 2021. We do have Lone Star Governance Friday and Saturday. So in addition to all the work we do, we're committed to having 8 to 5, 2 8 to 5s Friday and Saturday to continue our work in governance and making sure we give ourselves the best of ourselves to our community. So Friday and Saturday is our board Lone Star Governance. And then, other than that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Nobody wants to adjourn? I have a motion by Trustee Patterson. Do I have a second? Second by Trustee Rodriguez Barnett. All those in favor? 7:10.